Oh no, Scotty lifted from the wrong side. Scott didn't even succeed at the end. I mean, what worse thing could have happened? Hey folks, Dr. Mike here for RP Strength. I am a former professor of exercise and sports science. I am a competitive Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu grappler and a bodybuilder of low repute. And I have been hurt before, sometimes quite severely. And today we are going to be looking, by popular demand apparently, at various injuries. And so my first thing I got to tell you right now is if you're not good with injuries and you're squeamish, please do not watch the rest of this video. We got plenty of other great videos and the internet is a big place with tons of other great content. However, if you are tough of mind and you want to learn some stuff about injury management and prevention, and also just watch me grimace a lot and probably pass out halfway through commentating, you came to the right place. 3, 2, 1. Let's all jump into wood chipper together. 915 pounds, certainly nothing bad can happen. This is an IPF lift, which means it's going to be legit as shit. Oh boy. Oh boy, this is scary, dude. Spotting heavy lifts, somebody's got to do it, but I always thought that spotting heavy lifts was like the scariest thing in the world because it's a simultaneous thing of you could get hurt doing it, which isn't that big of a deal. It's not that scary. You could screw up and hurt someone else by doing your job poorly or even trying to do your job not poorly, but sometimes people just get hurt. So it could be a thing that none of these guys really did anything wrong. It just sometimes goes south, and I just hate to be the person that's involved in that at all. But God bless spotters, man. Oh my God. Oh my God. That was a whole lot of shit, huh?
Yeah, there was a lot.
There was a lot happening. All right. This video, according to the creators, just keeps getting worse and worse. I pray you never pinch 250 pounds on your junk. Ah! That really happened? So basically he fudged an incline, right? And then he put it down here.
On his dick, yes.
And then he crushed his cock and then he busted his eye open. Scott, didn't I call the overhead log press there?
Yeah. Always got to be one of these.
Earlier, yeah. There we go. Strongman, man. Goated for getting you hurt. Great technique. Just great. And pressure differential. And that is the absolute worst thing in the world. Oh my God. He was basically half passed out and it hit him and kind of pushed blood to his head and woke him up. Awful. Oh, and by the way, all vibes, all love and respect, guys, we're not trying to clown on anyone. Everyone gets fucking hurt. And if you have never gotten hurt, you just haven't been training hard enough or putting things enough on the line during competition. So the real actual humans here whose videos we're watching, mega love, mega respect. I hope everyone here is doing their goddamn best. And if you had a video of me getting hurt, it would be a clown show that's like 30 hours long. Oh, God damn it, Scott.
It's like you know it's coming.
You ball. God, he finished it. He's the man.
It goes right away.
Right away, bro. Dude, he finished the pull, which is so baller. Like, I guess the question is like, you know, what could he have done about this? So I have, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent. So I'll do 3 right now. This is kind of a guide, so there's actually some value in this video, of how to reduce your probability of injury. And one of them is, actually, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's a bonus one. The first one is the bonus one, and here it is. Accepting the risk. Anytime you go and try to lift heavy things, really try your hardest, especially when the reps are less than 5, like your 5 rep max or heavier. You have to understand that you are entering an environment where realistic risks exist. They're low, but they're real. And so if you haven't come to a peace of mind about that, just don't do strength sport. Every time you get under a heavy barbell or pick up a heavy stone or roll up a heavy log, you have to say, you know what? I'm going to try my hardest. And if injury comes for me today, it's part of being a warrior. If you're squeamish about it, just do bodybuilding like the rest of us pussies, and you'll probably never get hurt because the reps are super controlled and the weights are super light, relatively speaking, of course. Even in bodybuilding, you can still get hurt. It's a real good idea to accept that up front. There is nothing we can do short of really advanced biotech coming in the future or cybernetic enhancement that's going to drive your injury probability down to basically zero. Everything has a risk. So knowing that is a big deal. The next thing is always and everywhere good technique. You see this gentleman, he's pulling with excellent deadlift technique, but he does absolutely have both of his arms bent a little bit. One of the good deadlifting cues is as you grab the bar and when you cinch in, what you want to do is straighten out and loosen up your shoulders so you get the best leverage you can, and straighten your elbows. Some people cue to push the bar away from you before you start pulling. For two reasons. One, it's better leverage so you can lift more weight. And two, it doesn't have your biceps being that little tiny linchpin in the whole system and going on you. Good technique no matter what. You can choose to get hurt if you are doing reps or something and you're like, I know I could do this next rep with good technique, but I just want to get the rep. And so people say, yeah, man, 3 of those are good technique, but 2 of those were kind of like I was just kind of doing it. Totally. That every now and again, those 2 bad technique reps you will pay for with acute injury, and you shouldn't do that because injury is really terrible. It takes a ton of time away from training. Psychologically, it's real tough to deal with. It disrupts your progress. In really extreme forms of injury, you'll never be the same again or until real crazy future biotech hits, which is going to happen in like a decade or something. I'm not trying to wait a decade to be my best self again. And so good technique is just something you don't want to trade out. The next thing is graded exposure. If you have never done a kind of lift before, you've never high bar squatted, you've never done a clean and press or something like that, and you just try it, you go as heavy as possible, the probability of injury is way higher than if you start light and work your way up over time. Graded exposure, slowly having more and more exposure to this potential injury vector is going to harden up your tissues literally by making them physically adapt to that kind of loading pattern so that they're stronger and thicker and more resilient. And by the time you're doing 1 rep maxes and stuff like that, your probability of injury is much, much lower, precisely and simply because of the fact that you are not doing something you're totally unaccustomed to and you don't have the structure to support. And then the next one, and the last one for now, is good fatigue management. If you are in a state of very high fatigue, your athleticism, your ability to coordinate your movements falls substantially. And if you're very high fatigue, your connective tissues like your tendons are a little bit frayed. They only heal if you take a week or 2 of lighter, easier training or almost no training at all. If you peak appropriately by taking a taper, everything heals and your athleticism is maximized because your fatigue comes down. If you're in a really high fatigue state and you try to YOLO and go super heavy, you might have a bad time. If you're in a better fatigue state, your probability of getting hurt is much, much better. So if you manage your fatigue well, taking deloads, taking active rest phases, having appropriate tapers, not doing things at random, that's going to be a really, really good thing. All right, we'll do a couple more of these in a little bit. Now let's watch people hurt themselves. Did he say no lift? He didn't get that lift? Hitching. All right. What's next? We got the old power lifting here, 821 pounds.
This is our boy Nick Best.
Oh, Nick Best. A
good guy.
Very awesome person, someone we've had trained with on the channel. And he's just absurdly strong and is like 60 years old and still strong. It makes no damn sense. All right, what's he doing? Oh, did he do his lat?
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's actually quite rare and very disturbing.
Get some aftermath for this one, too.
Oh my God. Yeah. The lats kind of anchor you in and keep the bar close when you're deadlifting. And I saw that one go. This is terrible. All right.
So when I first tore my lat off, I was a little nervous at first and I was waiting to see how it felt. And you don't feel too much, you know it's a tendon. And so right away I kind of knew it was a tendon.
Look at that bruising. He got surgery on it, huh? Good for him. You want to reattach that, otherwise your arm doesn't really work.
So I knew it could be fixed, and I knew it was just going to be a journey of hard work, therapy, going to get the stuff done once it's reattached, and then just taking my time and slowly and methodically working my way back.
Wow. Yeah. Honestly, once you get hurt, another thing is accepting the fact that you got hurt and asking only one question. What is my most intelligent thing to do now going forward to make this better? Throw away your notepad and your Excel sheets. The RP Hypertrophy app has all of your workouts displayed in one place with guided videos on exercise techniques and a program that evolves to better suit your needs the longer you use the app. All you have to do is follow the plan right on your phone and get the gains. Click on the link in the description of this video to get started. Is he pulling on a barbell that's outside of the rack?
Yeah, it's just sitting on the rests.
Okay. Well, this one's not gonna be rocket science. Oh, my sweet dick. Oh, yeah, guys, if something is not like stapled into a rack, it will come off and hit you in the cock. Number one rule. Oh no, Scotty lifted from the wrong side. He's like, I'm gonna lift this from this side to make him feel even more pain in the interim. Scott didn't even succeed at the end. That video just cuts off.
Yeah, that's all we know.
Yeah.
R.I.P. that guy.
Dude, for real. Okay, so first of all, if you're going heavy in a squat, side spotters. Everyone who's been involved in the sport of powerlifting know that two guys on one on each side can do way more for you than one back spotter. Arguably, one back spotter is like, unless they're very well trained and so is the lifter doing it, is like worsening the situation than not. Because this guy would have better off just like dumping backwards and getting shot out the front. Instead, he's like maybe about to die or something. I don't know. This is a really bad look. I mean, there are jiu-jitsu moves that try to neck wrench you and they usually can't apply 400 pounds of force on your neck. So good God. Good job, Michigan State. I'm kidding. I went to Michigan. You guys are great.
All right, Mike, this guy, his name was Justin Vicky. This is what unfortunately, it's like an Indian influencer. This happened a few years ago.
Okay. Is this going to make the main channel?
This will probably end up in members.
Okay. Folks, if you want to see actual, like legit, not blurred out and way more screwed up injuries, I don't know why you'd want to see such a thing. We have that in the members section and all the other exercise scientists that came before this, longer, harder, uncut, a bunch of other great content in our members section. Give that a click. Let's get back to the video.
Larry the cable guy has to make an appearance. If you recognize him on the right side there.
Oh, no way. Is that really him?
Get her down.
Get her down, brother. Oh! Was that as humorous? Yeah, sure was. That's not a bicep tear, man. That's his bone.
Look at Larry's face.
Poor Larry. Is Larry good at arm wrestling or some shit? Or are these just all very untrained people?
Just snap that guy's arm. That guy looks fit.
I know, man. Dude, arm wrestling's crazy. So we got through good fatigue management. Next up is going to be proper warm-ups. In any acute injury, you have, if you skip or shorten your warm-up, your probability of getting hurt is much higher than if you take the warm-ups. I like the 12-8-4 system, 12 reps with your 30 rep max, 8 reps with your 20 rep max, 4 reps with roughly your 10 rep max. Each one of those is a few minutes in between, a few minutes at the end, and then you're doing your actual work set. For most hypertrophy work, even a good deal of strength work, this is a good way to warm up. You want to mobilize, you want to get flexible. If you rush the process, tissues that are physically cold are literally, in the physics sense, more brittle and more likely to snap. Warming up is a very good idea, and it also gets you grooved in with your technique. And again, good technique puts you into better positions so that you don't get hurt. So warm up has multiple factors going for it to reduce injury probability. And the best part, it also makes you stronger, able to exhibit your strength better. So there's actually no good reason to not warm up outside of sheer laziness. And listen, a lot of the time I'll come into the gym and I won't warm up nearly as much as I should. That's a me problem. That's me being a bad person. Don't do stupid shit like I do and like many people do, warm up a ton. The next one is detecting the pre-injury. You're doing leg presses. Your quad feels real weird after rep number 9. 9 times out of 10, just rack the weight. And if you get up after racking, kind of wiggle your quad around, massage it a little bit, do a couple bodyweight squats, it feels totally fine. Take half the weight off the leg press, do it for a few reps, it feels totally fine. Get under the leg press with full weight, do a rep or two, rack, feels great. It was just like mini cramp or something, nothing. Just keep doing sets. You lost nothing except for 10 minutes of your time. And you probably, maybe, possibly gained never having to get hurt. Whereas if you feel really weird and your quad starts doing something weird and you're like, that one more rep, that rep could be the thing that tears your quad. And then you're going to spend a lot of time in the hospital bed wishing you had stopped. A lot of times injury just comes out of nowhere and there's nothing to do about it. And if there's nothing to do about it, there's nothing to do about it. Don't ever worry about that. But if you know that you ignored your best senses and you're like, I should rack this. That's a thing. A lot of times with pec tears, when you're coming up, you're going to feel your pec get real tight and real weird. That's when it's time to rack. And sometimes people keep going and then the whole thing goes. Because if it gets real tight and real weird, maybe for 2 weeks, you're going to get really sore all the way up through the tendon. Rehab, just get into lightweight, super deep stretch. And after a month, you're as big as you've ever been, strong as you've ever been. There's no macro damage. You're just getting new PRs all the time. If you go on to that second rep or whatever, rep number 7 or whatever it is, and then you snap your shit up, you might not be the same for a year. Your pecs might never feel the same again because you'll have a full avulsion. Huge, huge deal. And then lastly, some combination of knowing when to say when. You're on set number 6 of the leg press and your quads are wobbly and shaky and you're having real trouble with technique. You're already pumped to shit and your friend's like, dude, let's do a drop set or something. You do that, you get f***ed up. When you're done, when you're cooked, when you're cashed out, sometimes you got to be like, you know what, man, we had a great workout. I accomplished everything that my RP hypertrophy app, link in description, said was a good idea to accomplish. We're done here. Going for that extra mile is sometimes awesome. But sometimes when you're like, I don't know, man, I don't even have the stability to do this anymore. Just knowing when to say when is going to save you from injury a bunch. And a big part of that, this is why it's counted as only 6 of these, but 8 depending on how you count them, is just not doing dumb shit. Dumb shit is a very wide plethora of stuff, but it mostly includes ego lifts you've never trained for. Like the strongmen are like, oh, you're pretty jacked. Think you can overhead press this? You're like, yeah, why not? You don't warm up. You just do it. You snap your shit up. Dumb shit is when you get real competitive and lose track of your programming. You're doing sets of 5s, but someone's like, hey man, let's work up to a single. You're like, yeah, let's do it. Unplanned stuff like that. Ballistic jumps and things. A lot of people get hurt from grappling in the gym when they're not trained grapplers. I've been involved with other, content creators, and one of them, I won't say who this is, but not a bad thing at all. But he's like, hey, do you think you can take me down? And I'm like, well, probably, and he's like, all right, do it. And I got in on a single and I tried to pull a little bit and he backed up and I was like, I couldn't do it. And he's like, man, I thought you were like a black belt or whatever. And I was like, well, yeah, but then if you think it through, what am I going to do? I haven't warmed up. I'm going to wrench a single out of you. I'm going to pull my bicep. I got training to do. I can't afford to do that yet. Or I'll wrench a single, but you didn't ever wrestle. You don't know how to defend it. You fall on your ass and crack your coccyx or something like that because it's the gym floor. Or you try to really defend. I push your leg up and you fall and hit your head on a weight stack. No one is having any fun. And remember, the outcome of, oh, he could take me down in the gym, there's zero reward for that. So a lot of times, getting into stupid shit is absolutely the number one way to get hurt. Of all of the things I've ever gotten hurt through in my life, doing dumb shit was ranked number 1 by a long shot. Doing programmed, even very heavy lifts in the gym almost never got me hurt. So next time you want to do dumb shit, like seeing who can cheat curl the most, just don't do it. All right, re-racking onto independent racks is a fucking perilous thing. Ugh. It hit him in the face. Scott, this isn't even over because the shit is still up in the air, huh? Oh my God! It pinned him at the end. That was fucked up, you guys. The gym can be a dangerous place. What I will tell you is this. The vast majority of injuries that you will ever see, you only see because they are rare and very shocking. And you can get this illusion via what's called the availability heuristic, which is whatever stuff you've seen, your brain starts to build out its world model and say, oh, that's what happened. And if you've seen a lot of injury videos, you think they happen all the time. But the thing is, you've seen one of the 50 injury videos around the whole world that have cataloged a huge fraction of the injuries that have ever happened. So I will say statistically, every single sport, as far as I know, is more dangerous than lifting weights at the gym. It has a higher injury rate. Basketball, soccer, forget about it. Way more dangerous. Now, when you see soccer players just kicking the ball around, you don't ever think like, oh my God, they're in dire straits. But when you see big, heavy weights and people moving them around, it's natural human intuition to think, oh my God, this is like super dangerous. Where the reality is the environment in lifting weights at the gym is so well controlled, and the forces are onset very slowly and with very dedicated ranges of motion. And in soccer, all you have to do is you step wrong, your cleat catches a little hole in the ground, and you turn your foot out, and there go half your tendons in your knee. So basketball, anytime you get off the ground, the return, and you fall incorrectly is a huge disaster. We're not even gonna talk about cheerleading and gymnastics. So the reality is this: lifting weights is super, super ultra safe. If you intake and process the recommendations I gave earlier about being smart about stuff, and if you do get hurt, come back extra slowly, you're probably going to have an amazing time in the gym, and you're probably never going to get hurt in a huge, huge way that fucks you up for a long time. And if you do, it is an opportunity to level up and use that as an excellent experience to harden up and to take all of those lessons of how you overcame the injury into the rest of your life. Folks, stay safe out there. And if you have a hobby that includes watching people get hurt, go get screened for psychopathy and stay the f away from the rest of us. JK, sort of. I've been Dr. Mike, and I'll see you guys next time. That was f***ed up. This video here is probably more entertaining and informative, and it probably doesn't have people snapping in half. Click on it, or just go take a break. Think about God. See you next time.